All right, I am just using the recording, the microphone on my Windows Surface Pro, so you guys will have to tell me if it's good or not. I will check it out and make sure that it's appropriate. Oopsies. So we're going to talk about using natural log and the letter E, which is really important, actually. And E is a number. So just remembering that E is a number on your it's a button on your calculator. Okay, because most of the time everyone's like, what's E? E is a number. E is an irrational number like pi that you are going to use when using continuous growth and decay. So another question you guys had was, when do I use what formula? If you see the word continuous, you're going to use the formula that I'm going to give you next. So when quantities grow or decay exponentially at a continuous rate, so continuous is that big deal thing, continuous, you're going to use this new formula, and usually we just call it PERT. So A equals P times E. Remember, this is a number, and the exponent is rate times time. So that's the whole exponent. P is the initial amount. Time starts from 0. One of the big differences here is that growth and decay are different. Like when we use the 1 plus or minus r, if it was a decay, we use 1 minus r, and if it was growth, we used 1 plus r. In the case of PERT, growth is numbers bigger than 0, and decay is negative numbers or numbers less than 0. So it's kind of like the big thing to remember with PERT. And then E, find it on your calculator now. E is this number 2.78. It's an irrational number, so it goes on forever and ever and ever. You can't write it as a fraction. It's kind of like pi. So we all know pi is 3.14. Well, E is the symbol for this other number, 2.718. So find that button on your calculator. E is a number. So here's my problem for us. A machine used in industry depreciates. This means it's decay. Depreciates means it loses value. I didn't need an S there. Okay, so decay. At a continuous. Continuous is your hint to use the PERT formula, which I'm having trouble writing apparently. P times E to the RT. Okay, and then rate of 13.5 means R is going to equal 0.135 because we always need to write these as a decimal. So write a continuous model to represent. This means what equation? Okay, so a lot of times your book will ask you to write a model. They honestly just want you to write the equation. So A equals P. We don't know what it is, and we're just kind of writing the equation, like proving like this is going to be the equation I'm going to use to represent this depreciating at a continuous rate. So after 3 years, T equals 3, the machine is worth $12,000. This is A. And I know it's A because it's like after 3 years. The time has already gone by. What was the worth when it's new is going to be P. So I'm going to just fill everything out here. 12 equals P times E to the rate. The rate was 0.135 times the time, which was 3. So when you type this in your calculator, this here is a number that you are typing in. So when I type this in, I have a button on my calculator that says e to the x, and that's what I'm going to use, the e to the x button. I'm typing it in, 0.135 times 3, and I get 1.499. So now I have like 12,000 equals p times 1.4993025 is what my calculator gave me. And to solve for p now, I just need to divide by this number. Okay, so I'm going to do 12,000, and then I'm going to let my calculator do the work for me and have it just divide by the answer that I got. And I got a wrong number, and I know why. See, even math, oh, you guys know I make mistakes, that's right. When I, oopsies, I need to erase this here. When I did my, I forgot that this should be negative because I just talked about that on the last slide. It's losing value, so it needs to be negative. So I'm going to type in my e to the negative 0.035 again. So e to the negative 0.135 times 3. There we go. And this time I got 0.69761, and so on and so forth. So now I can divide by that number. So now I'm going to do my 12,000 divided by that number. And I got it. It makes more sense to me, and I ran out of room. P equals 17991.63. So this machine was worth, when it was new, $17,991.63. And that is all I have for you at this point.